Hello everybody, how y'all doing? I hope you all feel very blessed and highly favored. Not for the most part, for in total, alright? Hope y'all feeling amazing. Let me put that down a little bit. How are y'all doing? Like I said, I really hope y'all doing alright. I'm blessed and highly favored, like always per usual. That's how I should always feel. And that's how you should always feel too. But today is about do not waste your pain. Like how some bodybuilders say no pain, no gain. Either way, you're not gaining anything. If you just let your pain store up, you're not getting any gains. If you don't have any pain in the first place, you don't have a story to learn from. But if you have pain and you learn from it, you got the pain in the gain, alright? But that's not what today is about. Today's about pain, but it's called "Do Not Waste Your Pain." Now I know there's individuals that I used to be like this. I used to waste my pain. That's actually what I was doing. Before April 2021, I was wasting my pain. I was wasting what went around in my household. I was wasting what I felt with society. I was wasting how all of my family members were and how they struggled. I would waste how people would have a poor mentality and I was right along with them. But then I decided I'm like, no, I'm not being a part of this. Matthew, you're going to be the one to change. If they don't change, you're going to be the one to change. It doesn't matter if they talk about you. You are going to be the one to change. You are going to be the one to break the pattern. So, like I said, this is called "Do Not Waste Your Pain" because there's been too many family members, too many people in several environments that waste their pain because they feel like they can't make it out. They feel like, oh, their household brings them down. The household can bring you down, but the spirit that is inside you has to be stronger than those who inflict pain upon you. All right, do not waste your pain. It's necessary to use your pain for power at first. Use your pain and turn it to power at first. Then you'll have better morals. Then you'll be like, all right, time to do this for my family. Then, all right, once you do it for your family, you all right, what's my purpose? Next, you take it to the spiritual. Then you find habits, you find hobbies, and then you're like, all right, I'm doing this to praise the Lord and give glory to the Lord for the word that He has given us and in the grace and mercy. So that's another way. That's like the definite way of saying that you are not wasting your pain. That's the definite moral of all that you're doing this for the Lord. I'm doing what I have for the Lord. Then second, the people that I care about, because my vision, my dreams, my talents, my spiritual gifts have came directly from the Lord. It's like one day I just found out my talents and they just poured down like raindrops. That's all it is, just pour down like raindrops. And everybody has a talent. You cannot come to me and say that you do not have a talent. Although you can try, but I know everybody has a talent. First you have to isolate yourself for it. Second, you have to break away from all those habits or try the majority of those bad habits. Thirdly, you have to stop doing what you usually do. So that's how number one, that's how you get that voice, that soft voice in your head. Yeah, that Jesus voice. Yeah. That's also how you can gain that. And so I'm glad I didn't waste my pain. I'm a living example of not wasting my pain. There are other celebrities out there who tell you that they didn't waste their pain and that it was a wonderful thing that they use their pain for a disadvantage before advantage. Is many several ways. But today, the number one is your tests were meant to turn into testimonials. That like they both have T's in it. So you obviously that a test was just meant to be a test. Like come on, testimonials have the name test and it has the name test as a prefix. testimonials. Although I do not know the direct definition of a testimonial, I can give the court way and the spiritual way. Testimonial is when you testify. Spiritual is also when you testify, but testify how God brought you through the test and how you surpassed the test. So therefore, if we take it to the spiritual way, you are meant you are meant to pass through your testimonial. Pass through your test and turn to a testimonial. Because like, once again, you cannot have testimonials without tests, and you cannot have strength without tests. You cannot endure without tests. You need everything. So you need the way that God builds your character through tests. Of course, God has to be well. Not God doesn't think like this, but I'm talking to y'all. The situation has to be like, all right, what can hurt you but not break you? Or even better, that's how me saying to y'all, not God saying to you. It's what how can I basically say how can I make you stronger without trying to break you? Now breaking you means you collapsed. That's what breaking you means. If you tremble and you're overwhelmed and you're crying and you're still able to get on the move, remain disciplined, you have not fallen. You have not fallen. That's just strictly God testing you. But when you feel like everything's coming to a chaos, lean on to the Lord because you do not want to fall. Tell me you do not want to give up. Because once you give up one day, you're going to want to give up the second day, then the third day. There's going to be a repeated cycle. That's how people give up. Like one day they'll be okay with it. The first 3 days they'll be okay with giving up. Then after 3 days they're like the comfort kicks in after the 3 days. So then they're like, oh, I really want to get back to what I was doing. But I'm not disciplined anymore. Next you know they're still doing that now, they carry it on. They continue to carry it on nonstop. So then you're like, dang, what happened to them? Yes, what happened to them because they let that pain break them completely down. There's been many times I have cried on this journey, but I did not choose to fall completely down. I stumbled, but I didn't fall. I stumbled as if I was a drunkard, but I did not fall because the Lord that's in me gives me all strength. Even when I'm overwhelmed, even when I would cry, I would just be like, Lord, let thine will be done. Because you have to let thine will be done. Because if everything was our will, that pain will get wasted. Trust me. It will get wasted all the time. So I'm glad that we do not get to choose how to use our pain because then that means we would skip the whole entire journey process. And it's a word that I used to say. It's a word that I used to say. I forgot, guys. Instant verification. No, instant validation, instant verification. And so when you choose to have either one of those two instantly, here you go. When you choose not to have longevity with the journey, you're only having that prize for such a short time. Now, once you have longevity, what years across the line, like years across the line, then the value increases. You're giving your business, you're giving yourself, you're giving whatever you do time to have value before you You try your best to just get money ASAP. Now it's nice to get the money ASAP, but you just have to make sure you have the value before you have the money. Because value without money is everything. That means you have the strategy and you're strategic with how you can make your money. But once you get the customers coming in and the clients coming in, and you already have that value established, oh man, they are going to keep on coming. They will continue to keep on coming until you shut down. But you can only get value if you do not waste your pain. That's the only way. And you can only get value if you turn your testimonials. Because think about it, if you have your test and you don't turn to a testimonial, your business shut down, or you just won't have a business at all, bankrupt, your relationship won't work, your finances won't work, your health won't work, your fitness won't work. You'll just be getting, you know, way more than bulky. Try not to be rude. You'll be way more than no. You'll be fat. You start to get fat. And that basically you're living life just by passing through. And it's not good to live life by just passing through. Because you have a life for a reason. And so if you have a life, if like your life is not made just to sit around and do nothing. It's not made to sit around and do nothing. That's what I do. I make my life. I do not choose to allow my life to be miserable. Because 9 out of 10, when people's lives are miserable, it's because they choose to stay in that state. And I used to be like that. I used to be like, okay, well, everybody should feel pity for me because of what I've been through. But you gotta understand there are people who've been through the same thing in the world and still achieved greatness. But then there are also people that have been in worse shoes that also achieve greatness. So if they can do it, then why sit down and try and act like a victim when you could simply just get off your behind and do it yourself and not have wait for a handout and not try and be like, oh man, I deserve this and this that. Technically, no human being deserves anything. We do not deserve anything. Everything that we work for, it belongs to the Lord. Well, you can choose to give it all to the Lord, but I know all of any revenue, any profit that comes in, the Lord has blessed me with it because it'll be good money, number one, good profit, not manipulating profit because I don't need to manipulate anybody to make some money. I don't need to trick your mind to say why I need thousands of dollars. Look, I'll tell someone straight up. Look, here's how I would like for you to invest in me. Let's talk about it, etc. Boom. I'm not going to say you need to invest in me because if you do not invest in me, then I'll cuss you out or I'll threaten you, etc., etc. Now I'll pop up at your house. No, I don't have to manipulate anybody. And that's what's wrong with some of the men nowadays. The men are broke by choice because they choose to use it on drugs to numb the pain, and then they try to put in love. They try to put throw the love phrase around, but if you love me, you give me money to their girlfriend or to their wife. And first of all, I don't get how y'all become husband and wife if the dude is that manipulative because that's just wild. That's crazy. That's cuckoo. And so now some of them try to manipulate for money. You don't need to manipulate for money. Make your own money. Even if it's small money at first, make the small gains turn to mediocre gains turn to enlargement gains, and enlargement gains turn to infinite gains. So there's no use. Excuse me, guys. I forgot to silence my phone. Please forgive me. Yeah, but that's that. Number two. This is a fascinating journey. When you get to the end of the road and you like, oh my gosh, I made it. You be like, oh, off that what? And some of y'all might just say all of it was worth it, but me, I know everything that I go through is worth it because, like, do you understand me? Like, everything is worth it. Everything. Then that's when the prices go up. Because you have to understand, and I had to understand this too, when I got into the business world of America instead of functioning in corporate America, I learned why business owners hire people. I earned why they pay certain amount. I earned why they get so many tax reductions. I earned how to be a good leader, etc. But one thing I had learned is that business owners, when they make it, when they start getting clients in, they start charging more. And the specific reason is one, they know their value is being seen. Number two is showing with the products. Number three, if so many people are buying it, you need to put the price up. I remember seeing on that in the video, ET. He had his mentor and he was like, try, and the mentor told him to do shows 20,000, see if they do it. Then they came back again. And he was like, okay, so how's the 20 thing going? And then he was like, yes sir, I'm still doing it. And oh my gosh, I thought I turned my stuff off. See, I thought I had my stuff off. I apologize. And so, oh, okay, this fascinating journey. So what happened was he was like, "Oh, you still doing 20?" And then he started chuckling because ET didn't get it because ET didn't know his worth. And then so how that came to be was that he was like, "That's the problem. If so many people are doing it, then that means you're not charging enough. You need to do a price that a certain price that they will have difficulty paying, and then you say, okay, let's negotiate." So he told ET to do 5 times more. And so I came into here realizing number one, this is how I learned that I had value. And I know this is getting off topic, but but that was the fascinating journey. That was the fascinating journey part about how when you try, I mean not when you try, about okay, now I can turn it off since nobody's calling. All right, yeah, all phones are off. And then so the fascinating journey is that when you go through all that pain and you turn the test to testimonials, then when you make it to the end, not the finish line, but when you get to the rewarding part and the value starts kicking in into the in from value to profits, then you understand that it was a wonderful, fascinating journey. But I'm about to get off topic real quick. When I got into here, I learned my value immediately because I knew when I stopped people from suicide. Before this, I knew when I stopped people from getting angry. I knew when I stopped people from doing crimes. I knew when I stopped people from beating others. So I basically from any sin, I helped somebody out. So I was like, okay, if I can help them out and I did it for free, I can do this. Like, come on, guys, I helped somebody from going to hell. Like, I stopped somebody from going to hell. I stopped somebody from almost about to be possessed. And there was I came and interact with somebody who was sort of possessed, but I broke them out of that through the will of God through me. So therefore, if I can do that, like guys, I was able to stop death, not in a spiritual way, in a motivational way, in encouraging way. I was able to stop death through the Lord. And do you know how precious a life is? A life is so precious that a mother would not even sell their child. And if they was to sell their child, do you know how much grief they had in their heart? How much they had that burden, like it put a hole in their heart. And eventually they want to commit suicide. Eventually they want to see that child again. So therefore, you can tell that a life is really important. And the parents don't know that I saved the child, but because it's not supposed to be shown, like you understand, it's not supposed to be shown. Is you know the as long as As long as the person knows, as long as God knows, and that is all that matters. So if I'm able to change lives, then I was like, shoot, with the startup, I could do 10, not $10, 10,000. Matter of fact, let me see. Dang it, I don't have it on this wall. Of course, I don't have it on this wall. Like y'all understand? As soon as I need a paper, I take it down. Have everything else. And watch me talk about my schedule. One video and I don't have it up here. It'll probably be laying around somewhere. I remember what happened. I crumbled it up and I put it into a different sheet of paper and I put it in one of my portfolios. So except for the schools and stuff, I put those lower. But like for events, I do the lowest is 10,000. Then once I start to bear more, like righteously, I'm feeling like raising my price because of how 2022 had dealt with me. But I'm going to see. I'm going to see because then once it gets to the fact that people that host me or people that allow me to speak at events keep on paying it too much. Yeah, I'm putting that price up, man. That's how it has to be. And of course that's how it has to be because you have to understand that you can't do things all the time for cheap. You can't because I got this from a video too because basically what that is saying, if they cannot negotiate such a high price with you with a price that is very reasonable because through all the pain you have suffered, and if they can't say okay, I'll cut you the check, I'll give you the check, they're basically saying they are basically saying you are not that valuable to spend that much money on you. That's really all they're saying. Just in a business way. That's what they're saying because they try to keep professional, but in real life, they say, and what they're really saying is you're not that valuable to us. And what somebody else says you're not valuable in, three other people will say you are valuable in. You might have people who aren't your supporters. You might have more negative than positive. But even the people that are so negative towards you, they understand your value, and that's why they are negative because they understand your value. So there you go. There are more people who understand your value versus people who don't understand your value. Um, but yeah, this is a fascinating journey. When I make it, Lord willing, I will be shouting this out. This is a fascinating journey. But number three, here's a little subtitle. You get stronger, life doesn't get easier. I'm not able to tell if life has gotten. I'm able to tell that I've gotten stronger, and I actually am able to proclaim that life has not gotten easier. It's actually gotten harder, and the reason why it's gotten it's gotten more difficult because let's see, I'm still crying from being overwhelmed. I'm still overwhelmed. I can still get I could get angry, but I don't do the anger because January I'm fasting from anger, so I do get upset in the inside. So life doesn't get easier. We just get stronger because you notice some of the same things that you went through last year, you went through this year, but you was able to bear it more. Yeah, life doesn't get easier. You just get stronger. And what makes you more propelling, or what makes you propelling is that you choose to get strength from the Lord, then that's when you get immediate strength. Now, just because you get strength from the Lord, that does not mean you are going to be broke. I mean, not broke down. That does not mean that you won't have to pick up a fight because life will come at you with blades and you trying to fight with fist. All right, like game over. It's either you give up or you don't. You better fight those blades because it's like life fighting, like throwing punches, and their knuckles have blades like they're X, like life is X-Men, but you just got regular fists. But once you have the spirit of God in you, then you like the hope. You don't need no weapons. use your bare hands, use your raw hands. Yeah, like I said, you just get stronger. Everybody, each and every one of y'all get stronger. That's all y'all do. Y'all just get stronger. That's all y'all do. Y'all just get stronger. Everybody should know life doesn't get easier, especially when you shift from child to adulthood. But for the ones that struggled in their childhood too, they know that they understand that not everybody has it the nice way. Not everybody has it the nice way. And to be honest, I didn't the 2 years that I was all right, the 2 years that I was free from it, technically was not free because I was still facing battles. It just wasn't those battles. So I was like, when am I going to get a break? The thing is, God knows what I was going to ask for in the future. So therefore, He prepping me for then, and He prepped me to go out with those. I mean, not go out. He destined me to have conflicts with those people. So then that God will bless them to bless me in the future. And I saw that especially in Exodus. The Lord will bless you through your enemies. The Israelite Moses, Aaron, and the Israelites. Well, technically they're Levites, but the Levites are part of the Israelites, so I should just all say Israelites. So the Israelites, they went through all that suffering, but you know what they got out of that? They got the gold articles, silver, all those fabulous treasures. Because in Egypt, you gotta remember, Egypt is it was an advanced technological. They were like robots compared to other nations with cavemen. So, and those are two different civilizations. So that gold was precious. It was pure. So I want to feel gold. Like I mean, of course I have a gold chain, but like I just want to feel like a brick of gold. But anyways, I don't know. I know I just got top of I just want to feel a brick of gold, but He blesses you through your enemies as well, and that's why you can't always block out your enemies. Let them see your shine, because then one day they're gonna buy your products. They're gonna invest in you. They're gonna realize they need you. Then that'll hurt their pride. According to Romans, I believe it's Romans 12. Yes, it is Romans 12. For just bless your enemies, love your enemies. For the Lord said, heaps of burning stone upon their head. Oh, I know y'all felt that one. So what am I saying that they are going to get punished? I'm not in control of that. They can get punished. They can get punished without you even noticing it. They can get punished by by life itself. Not physically punished. Cause that's what we usually want to see. We want to see somebody get physically punished. No, you gonna regret cheating on me. No, you gonna regret treating me that way. But you want something to physically happen to them. One, that's not right. Let God have. You're not giving room for God to do His works. And I mean, either way, just move on, because once again, that's a factor of you getting stronger. Because life will not get easier. You dwelling onto that one person, it's not going to get easier. You're just gonna numb your heart of out. You're gonna deplete your heart of love. Your love o meter is going to go down. That is really supposed to be used for a better man that will treat you right. And for the men, you want to put down your guard, put up your walls, and act like they can't, and act like nobody can love you right, and etc. Then you're just like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm just gonna shut my walls down. The next thing you know, you think every woman a cheater, and then you think that nobody's gonna treat you right. That's false. Everybody can treat you right. Anybody can treat you right. just have to let them treat you right at that. But that's really the end, guys. I hope you all have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. All right, and I'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye bye.